Okay guys, got a review for you today. First off, I want to talk about a rumor. I'm not receiving any micropayments. My channel's not monetized. I've never made a penny off of anything. And I don't do this for monetary reasons. I don't do it because I'm trying to build a brand. Anyway, I do want to talk to you about a product that I am pretty excited about today and that I have not received any compensation for whatsoever. Last year, about this time, I bought a set of these TPU inner tubes, RideNow inner tubes. Let's get them up in the camera there. There you go. 36 gram RideNow. These are on Amazon. I think last year I paid about $22 or $24 or something for a pair of them. This year it was $27. So the price has gone up a little bit. These are 36 gram inner tubes. Okay, so TPU is a type of 3D printed plastic. I don't know if these are 3D printed. I kind of doubt it, but TPU is like, that's what we use on drones for like the parts that are going to get bashed, like, you know, guards and things like that. It's like a rubbery plastic. And so thermo poly something, I don't know what it stands for. But anyway, in the box you get, okay, so they've cheapened out another way too. Last year when I ordered these, not only did you get the tiny little, look at that thing. That is so tiny. Look at that inner tube. Not only did you get the inner tube last year, you got tire liners, motorcycle. Not only did you get the inner tube, you got tire liners and tire levers in the box, and it was cheaper. So the price has come up a little bit. Just to tell you my experience with these things, you look at it and you're like, there's no way that's going to work. That thing cannot hold up. Okay. They have been in the front and back wheels on my tarmac road bike for exactly a year. Let's just say very close to a year, and I've never had a flat, not a single flat. I haven't had this tire off of this bike in a year. This wasn't my only bike, but anyway, still, that's pretty impressive. Not a single flat. I just rode this bike last night, no flats again. But I did notice that the tire's got a little bit of a cut in it. I think it's fine, but it's New Year anyway, so I'm going to put on some different tires. So let's take a look out. Let's take this tube out and we'll see what it looks like. Today's video is brought to you by Knockoff Oakleys from Temu. You want to look like an offbeat hipster in your videos? Knockoff Oakleys are the way to go. Only $4.64. Use my affiliate link down below. Okay, so anyway, back at it. Got the tube out. You guys, you're not going to believe this. I want to show you this right here. This tube has been in the tire for a year with this going on. It was twisted. It was twisted. Like, I can't believe it. It was twisted. Now, I think a regular rubber tube, I don't think it would have worked for a year twisted like that. Maybe it would. I don't know. But now I'm just kind of curious about all kinds. I mean, this is like brought up all kinds of things. Now, there's some things about TPU tubes you need to know. I'm pumping it up right now. So you cannot put very much air pressure in them when they're not in a tire, or you're going to stretch them out and they're not going to work anymore. Look at that. That was rolled up like a sausage inside my tire like that. And I mean, I've never known it. Like it perfectly filled the volume. There was not a lump or bump or anything. I had no clue. And it didn't pop. It's sealed. It's airtight. You know, no leaks or any of that kind of stuff. I can't believe it. That's nuts, guys. Like operator error, of course. So this has changed a little bit in the year. First off, it's stretched out. Like I was saying, these tubes stretch out when they are inflated. They stretch out to the maximum volume of the tire, and unlike rubber regular butyl tubes, they don't bounce back. Maybe you have a 32 tire and you put them in there and then you decide you want to switch to like a 25. You can't do that. The number one reason I think anybody's going to want to buy these is weight. They are much, much lighter than your standard rubber tube. So I know I looked this stuff up. I should do a better job. I think a standard rubber tube for a road bike, say like a 23, 25, 28 sort of size tube, that standard rubber tube is probably going to be a little over 100 grams, probably about 120, 130. And I think the general idea is that if you buy 2 of these tubes, you're going to save 200 grams. Now that's almost half a pound. Close to half a pound. And of course it depends on the type of tubes you use. Some are heavier, some are lighter, but still think about how much you would have to spend to save half a pound on your bike with, you know, components. Like that would be the difference between going from like, you know, like a $150 crank to like a $300 crank, or like a $20 stem to a $120 stem. I mean, you can save a lot of money. Now, what do you have? What is the trade-off? There's always a trade-off, right? Well, they cost more. A regular tube is going to probably cost you about $5, $6, $7, I think, maybe $8 now. I don't know. These are the off-brand knockoffs, like I said, and these are on Amazon for about somewhere between 15 and 10 each, depending on how many you buy. I bought a 2-pack and it was 27, so right about 13 with tax, so about $13.50 each per tube. So that's about, you know, double what you're going to spend for a regular rubber tube. The other thing about these is like I said, I think being this plastic, they're maybe not quite as tough. They might be actually more puncture resistant. I don't really know. I can't believe these would be more puncture resistant than a good quality tube, but maybe I'm wrong. They can't be patched. You got to use the patch kit. Now this is new. When I bought these last year, I don't think I got this. If I did get it, I don't know what I did with it. But they come with their own patch kit. Now that's really cool because I generally buy patch kits and I like to patch my rubber tubes, and I spend, you know, like $4 or $5 on a patch kit. This comes with a patch kit that has 8 patches in it. I never needed to patch these. Like I said, I didn't have a flat for a whole year. And that was with Continental Grand Prix tires too, brand new tires. Another benefit I forgot, look how tiny they are. Look at that. Like, could carry like 4 of these where you normally carry 1 inner tube. With rolling resistance, I did not test this, but I can say they felt fast. But like, you know, I also was using these big 50 millimeter rims. I always felt really fast downhill, like on smooth surfaces. I think the rolling resistance is really good. I do know tubes can make a pretty big difference in rolling resistance, and like latex is a lot faster than the regular rubber. You would never think that, but the amount of stretch inside a tire has a huge difference on rolling resistance. So the other issue that I think we could talk about on tubes is like ride quality. Do tubes make a difference in ride quality? I cannot speak on that at all because, like I said, I haven't tried them in other wheels, and these are harsh riding wheels. I'm certain that these wheels are rougher than the aluminum wheels I used to ride. These things are pretty harsh riding, and these tubes, maybe it's all the tube's fault, but I don't know. But these were feeling really harsh. I've also seen other people say they made their bikes feel a little bit rougher, a little bit less ride quality. So that could be an issue too. Probably not if you lowered the air pressure, so who knows. One other thing about tubes we can talk about is, do they lose air? So like latex are notorious for the latex tubes run out of air, like the air, you know, slowly leaks, and you pretty much need to air them up every single time you ride. With these, to me, it was no different than butyl rubber. Like I needed to air them up about, you know, every 4 or 5 rides. Anytime I checked them, they were pretty much like normal butyl rubber tubes, usually around like 80, like a few days after I've aired them up. So top them off a little bit. I generally ran about 100 in the back and 90 in the front is what I typically, somewhere in there, but I'm not like super particular about it. I definitely rode them more like probably 70 in the front and 80 in the back or less. Didn't have any flats, and definitely a little better ride quality, a little bit lower. But anyway, I gotta say, just based on the experience I've had with them, if I had to buy a new set of these every year, I'd keep doing it because the weight savings is incredible. I don't, you know, I'm not saying I can feel 200 grams less weight, but that's where you want to lose the weight. Tires, tubes, wheels, that rotating mass. I think that makes a big difference on climbing, accelerations and stuff. I mean, I can't say I haven't tested it. I don't know, but just in my mind, I feel like it should. So yeah. Anything else about these that, you know, I think that pretty much wraps these up. Like I said, on Amazon, I feel like probably the easiest, cheapest bang for your buck. If you're not running tubeless, easiest, cheapest bang for your buck upgrades you can make to your bike. Lose a lot of weight for a very cheap price and get a really high quality tube and a patch kit. So that's pretty awesome. All right, later.